Hi there, my name is Max Reid. I'm a staff writer here at Collision Repair Magazine. Last week, the editorial team and I were at the CCIF virtual experience. We were talking to some of the attendees about what they brought to the show this year and got a few of their guesses about what to expect for the year to come. Stay tuned.
My name is Linda Wiebe. I am the National Account Manager for AllData for all of Canada. So I oversee all of the 20 plus groups throughout the country.
Okay.
And my name is Rhett, Holland. I'm the Collision Insurance Vertical Business Manager here for North America. So oversee our strategy with positioning collision to our partners, working with our strategic market team, as well as our sales staff, both in US and Canada.
Excellent. Okay, right on. Okay, so could you guys just tell me a little bit about generally just what AllData is bringing to this year's CCIF event, or maybe what you guys are focusing on this year?
Yeah, so we've got a few different, well, I guess we would say we've got a couple new products in the marketplace, which is more geared towards, I would say, the mechanical repair with our shop manager and estimator, which is a shop management system. However, we're starting to see more body shops take on, additional mechanical that might be a fit there as well as we start to branch out. And obviously with all the changes with COVID and, how can we create more revenue for our shops. So that has been our newest release as far as our product line. Of course, our core product is our repair and collision product, which we started out 30 plus years ago back in 1986 with a repair product and pride ourselves on being 100% OEM. So we're just continuing to build on top of that. Our special sauce, if you will, is the speed in which we're able to publish that information into one single source from the manufacturers. So we just continue to build on that. We continue to build on our integrations with Mitchell and Autotex up in Canada, as well as CCC1 in the States here, as far as pulling line by line repair procedures as soon as we write an estimate from what we call AllData Collision Advantage, as well as our diagnostic tools. So we're just continuing to build on the products that we've got in place today. And then our newest products would be that estimator and shop manager.
Okay. Okay, right on. Would you be able to speak a little bit to essentially to how your goals for this year align sort of with sort of what you're expecting for this year? I know it's a little bit speculation, but just where do you expect this year to go, and how do you expect AllData to deal with it? Obviously, because like the last year has been incredibly uncertain. Essentially, how do you make plans for a year where you really don't know how to plan at all?
It's very true. I mean, this year has kept us on our toes, to say the least, right? I mean, ever evolving changes in the industry, challenges in the workplace, less vehicles on the roadways, so, being able to adapt to our current situations and what we're faced with. I think when we think about the industry itself and how fast the complexity of today's vehicles continue to change, and having the right tools and equipment to be able to repair these vehicles back to the OE standards is really our focus, right? Being able to provide a single source of repair information to help shops repair vehicles back to those OEM specs, right? So, it's hard to really project, what's in front of us. But I believe if we stay to our core values of providing, the repair information, working with the repairers to, help them, reduce cycle times, reduce liability, ensure that they've got the right information to repair those vehicles. That's really our core.
I think to add on to that, while the world almost seems like it's on hold, that everything is on pause, but yet the industry as a whole is making some huge changes. So, I mean, for us, it's just we still have to play our part in ensuring that these vehicles, with all the changes that are going through them, that they're being repaired properly.
Yeah, and to touch on that too, right? I mean, we were, obviously with CCIF, I had the chance to sit in on the ADAS virtual meeting yesterday, and I know we've got one today on electrification. And we think about how difficult and challenging ADAS has been to the industry, whether we have the tools and equipment to take on those repairs, the space, everything else that goes along with that. But when we think about the near future, the electrification, I mean, once again, tools, equipment, technician training, it's a very challenging spot, and the collision repairers face that first, right? And
Right.
when we think about the information and having access to the most up-to-date information, kind of going back to what we pride ourselves on is being able to get that information as quickly as possible from the manufacturers and put that into the system, so we know how to work on these vehicles, or technician safety, right? We don't want to burn down our shop. We don't want to kill anybody in our shop. We've got to have access to that information. And as well as when we send that vehicle out, we've got to put that life, we've got to make sure that we're properly repairing it. So if they get into a secondary accident, we're not getting any kind of lawsuits there. So
it's even
Right.
borderline comical. Like yesterday, iCar was talking about how this all sort of started with anti-lock brakes. Look at where we are now. Look at where the vehicle is now. Anti-lock brakes almost seems so almost mundane in comparison to what we're dealing with the vehicles. Like they're progressing at such a rapid rate that sometimes it feels, and I can only imagine what the shops feel, just so difficult to maintain everything that's necessary in order to keep up with all these changes. The industry sometimes, it feels like it's been a bit stagnant for so long, and now we're just sort of like it's made such aggressive changes. And Rhett talked about it, the whole electric piece, it's huge. And every time I read an article in the morning about what manufacturers are talking about, this is what they're talking about.
Right. I find it interesting because it's all these things seem to be coming to a head. Like all this technology seems to be finally getting to that breaking point that people thought it would, at a time where it's basically impossible to actually physically go show someone how to do it. And it's very precarious. Like, that's a little bit like I said, I don't like to ask people to speculate, but it's very interesting times, and I'm very interesting. But yeah, anyway, let's I won't take too much of your time, but let's just talk a little bit about the event specifically real quick. Essentially, how are you guys enjoying CCIF? Because
I mean, it's like CCIF has always been, it's a fantastic event. Like it's sort of that every year, it's that event that you have to attend. Last 2 years have obviously been virtual. I think everyone sort of went in not really knowing what to expect with this whole virtual platform, but I think they've done a fantastic job with it. I think they've picked some really great guest speakers. I loved last year's speakers, and yesterday the few that I heard, iCar did a great job, as well as I can't recall the first individual that he was talking about. Just like all the trends that are taking place, I literally was taking screenshots of the graphs that he's putting up there. So the fact that you worry that people, because they have all these distractions around them, that they're not really paying attention. But I mean, like I said, at multiple times I was taking screenshots of the graphs that he had put up on the screen, because it's just, I think for me, it's what we were talking about earlier. There's just so many changes. There's so many unknown variables that if you're really invested, you want to know all of this information. So it's just really critical that we pay attention. And on multiple points, people were talking about that whole collaboration piece. And I think that's going to be huge in the future.
Right on. Okay.
Yeah, I think you hit it right there, right? I mean, this is a huge industry event that you've got to partake in for the better of the industry, right? We're looking to make those changes and come together as one versus, competitors that's down the street or whatnot. How can we come together to create solutions to create a better environment and repair vehicles quicker, more efficiently? So it's just one of those events you've got to partake in. We're very passionate about repairing vehicles correctly. Even though we might not be technicians, how can we serve the information that's going to help a shop, be more efficient, repair vehicles correctly? Because obviously a shop, it's crazy in a shop, right? I mean, so many shops wear so many hats, whether you're writing an estimate, working with the insurance carriers, or a technician or a painter. It's crazy in those shops. So how can we just make life a little bit easier, with our product, or collaborating with other groups? So I definitely miss the in-person, right? Because it's great to shake somebody's hand and have those conversations. But as far as shifting to the virtual environment, I've got to say they've done a fantastic job with making that shift. It's crazy to think that a year ago we were in person and being able to adapt into this virtual world. So hats off to them to be able to put together the webinars and everything else that goes along with it, because there's a lot of back end stuff that we have no idea what's going on. But we enjoy being part of it, where we look forward to being able to get back out in person, because it's, for us, I mean,
we do.
we love that, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Being captivated in my home here for the last going a little nuts.
It seems to be running fairly smooth so far, though. Like it's been going all right. I've been having an all right time.
Yeah.
You guys been seeing that the leaderboard they've got too, where you get points just for clicking on links?
Yeah.
It's been very much distracting my coworkers. It's a whole thing. It's getting intense.
This year
anyway.
they upped their coffee game. It's now a Starbucks coffee, not the
Oh my
Tim
God.
Hortons coffee.
Ooh.
That's right. Rhett, if you win, just feel free to send that over
I know.
as well.
Well, last year I did, and what was it was nothing in the States, so I had to send it your way.
I'll take it. I'll take all the coffee.
Those are perks.
No, they've definitely, I mean, we've talked to Carolyn a lot throughout this entire process. And I mean, I can't imagine all the stuff that's on their plates, but she's always so incredibly responsive. They've just been a really great team to work with over these. I mean, I've worked with them over the past 5 years in my last career. And now switching to AllData, they've been phenomenal.
Right on. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah. Like I said, I don't. That's about all I've got for you guys. Unless you got anything else. I don't know, anything else spicy going on. I have no idea. But otherwise, yeah, I'll leave you guys to it. I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of the conference, convention,
Yeah,
whatever.
something
Anyway,
like that.
yeah.
Whatever they're calling it.
Whatever
Yeah,
this is.
whatever this is. But yeah, it was lovely speaking to you guys, and I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Well, we appreciate it, Max, and we appreciate everything you guys do. Like I said, it's one industry, and how can we make it better? And we enjoy working with everybody in the industry. So thank you for your time.
Of course, I appreciate it, guys. You
awesome.
Like I said, have a good rest of your day.
You too.
You as well. Take care.
Bye, Max.
Take care. Bye.
Thanks for watching. This was a Media Matters production. If you liked what you saw, check out our other videos, follow our socials, and subscribe for more.